Well, hey everyone, Geezer Tony here once again. We're down at the Bogey Brothers simulator in Cameron, North Carolina, on Highway 87, just north of Fayetteville, Fort Liberty, and south of Sanford. The reason we're here today is, as you may know, I recently bought a Garmin Approach R50 simulator, and I had it set up at home, and the results of it are a little suspect to me. Now, I've watched a lot of videos where people compared them to other things and they were very happy with it, but I haven't been, to be honest. So this is going to be an honest, unbiased review. I bought this R50. They didn't give it to me. They didn't lend it to me. And so you're going to get my honest opinion. So what I'm doing here is I want to compare. I've got the Garmin R50 set up here on the simulator, and we're going to compare results. This is a radar-based simulator, and mine is optical. I know hitting it at home, something didn't seem right. The yardages don't seem even close. So we're going to compare here and hit a few shots, and I'm going to either call out or show you the screens of the differences. So we're starting off with a 7-iron, and the first thing we see on the first shot is the carry yardage is 166, and the total yardage is 182. And the backspin was only 58. Now I did hit that one a little thin. However, on my screen, it shows a 158 carry, which is about 12 yards shorter, and a 170 total, which is also about 12 yards shorter, and a backspin of 52.30. We hit a second ball, but the Garmin went into standby, so they didn't record it. So we're going to hit the third shot here with the 7-iron. That's ugly. Not a pretty shot, but we're going to compare the results. So on the full swing, we show 156 carry on the Garmin, 145 carry, 170 total, 155 total. Spin, backspin, just over 6,000, 5,700 here. So let's hit another one. Good. Okay, on the third shot, we've got on the full swing, we've got 173 carry. That's pretty close to what I normally do. On the Garmin, we have 165 carry. I could live with that. Total 184, which is a little beyond, and 176. So what I'm seeing on both simulators is excessive rollout, which doesn't really happen on a golf course. But really what I'm looking for is comparison. And so far, I'm seeing a 10-yard difference, approximately 10 to 12-yard difference in distance on the full swing and the Garmin. That's not a good thing. We'll go with one more, and then we're going to change to a driver. Okay. 162 carry on the full swing, 155 carry on the Garmin, 169 total on the full swing, 164 on the Garmin. Backspin 8,100 on the full swing, 5,800 on the Garmin. So, I mean, to be honest, right now the Garmin isn't measuring up. We're going to change now to a driver. Okay, so we're going to switch over and hit a few drivers now, just to also compare the difference in the two units. Okay, for driver, it's coming closer. They're coming closer to being the same. 229 carry on both. I got 255 total on the Garmin, 259 total on the full swing. Let's try another one. Shot number 2. That's a little farther there. Okay, for the second drive, I've got a 239 carry on the full swing, 232 on the Garmin, 263 total on the full swing, 252 on the Garmin. So once again, this one's measuring a little shorter than the full swing. All right, third drive. Okay, the third drive on the full swing, 248 carry. On the Garmin, 234 carry. I mean, that's 14 yards difference. On the full swing total, 273. On the Garmin, 256. That's almost 20 yards difference. We're going to do one more. Very consistent pull here. That's going to be in the heel a little bit shorter. Okay, on the fourth drive, which was in the heel and not a great drive, but it's about the comparison anyway. So full swing, we're showing a 226 carry. Garmin, 222 carry. Not a big deal, 4 yards. Total yardage, 252 on the full swing, 240 on the Garmin. So big 12-yard difference. So I guess my suspicions have been proven that the Garmin is not measuring up to what I normally do on the golf course. I mean, I've been playing a long time and I'm a pretty consistent player, and I laser every shot I hit on the golf course, so I know what my ball does. So I guess my next step is going to be to call Garmin and see if there's any kind of settings or anything that need to be adjusted, because I've read all through the owner's manual. I don't see anything about it. And if there's nothing else to be done, to be honest, I will be sending this back and trying something else. And I understand from the owners here that Full Swing also makes a portable unit like this. So I may give theirs a try if this one gets sent back. So for now, this is Geezer Tony signing off. Till next time. To continue my unbiased review of the Garmin R50 simulator, we're back now in the Geezer's golf house, or whatever I'm going to call it. And I wanted to play a few golf holes to further illustrate my points that I made at the simulator, the commercial simulator with the R50 next to it. So of course now I don't have a comparison, but I'm just going to show you what it's like and talk to you about how this appears to me. So first I'm going to show you the screen here, because it doesn't project up there until I get the course or the range on the screen. So okay, so we're over here at the Garmin display, and when it comes on, it comes up and says practice, and you can scroll to the left and hit play or connect, which is a feature that allows you to play other people in other locations. And I'm not sure how that works, because I do not intend to use that. But today we're going to play, so I'm going to hit play. And we're going to go, there's a weekly tournament here of some kind. I don't know what that's about. We're going to go Home Tee Hero, 42,000 courses. Here you can select the course that you want. If it's not showing on the screen, you can go to this corner right here, and that's a search, and start typing. It'll bring up a menu. I'll show it to you. It'll bring up a screen, and you can type in the name of the course, and it'll find that for you. We're going to go back. And of course, this knows where I am due to the Wi-Fi. So it's listing courses that are closest to me and then farther out and farther out. And of course, Sanford Municipal would be the first one on here because that's where I play. That's the closest one to me. Then we have Tobacco Road is next, and some others. But we're not going to play these. I have played some of the Sanford holes, but today we're going to go to. I'm going to hit a downloaded courses that I play. We're going to play at Forest Oaks Country Club in Greensboro, North Carolina, because it's one of my favorite courses. And here you would add players, but I'm already showing on there and I'm the only one who's playing, so we're going to go to next. Now we select a tee, and I'm going to select the white tee. If we look at the actual scorecard for Forest Oaks, the white tee says it's 63.73 and a slope of a rating of 70.5, a slope of 130. That does match what's on the screen here. We're going to go to next. For putting, you can set some game characteristics here. You can turn putting off, and it will just give you a 2-putt if you're on the green, and a 1-putt if you get inside of I think it's a 6-foot circle that'll show on the screen. We're going to turn the putting on just to show you as we play. And we have a gimme distance, and that runs from anywhere from off to 2 feet to way up here to 20 feet. You'll see why in a minute. I'm going to set ours on 8 feet just to save some time, because you'll see why in just a bit. Okay, green speed. I've got it on the slowest speed possible because even at 6, I don't think that's a stimp meter reading, because it's still pretty fast on 6, and if you go any faster you can hardly keep the ball on the green. So we're going to go with green speed of 6. You can set elevation. This elevation is true to my location. The humidity I set at 50%, and the temperature I set at 80 degrees. Because it is currently 37 degrees outside. I'm going to set the wind on 0. I haven't played with wind on here yet. I don't know how that works, if it goes to different directions or always from the same direction or what. Then we get down here, tracking mode, ball and club data. I'm not going to turn that on for now, because that tracks all your club and ball data, such as club speed, path, face to path, the spin, the angle that your ball leaves, and how high it went, and all kinds of stuff. But for now, for the purpose of playing golf, we don't care about that. So we're going to go start playing now. So we've hit the start playing button now, and it's going to take a moment. And here it is, first hole, Forest Oaks Country Club. Now, the first thing I noticed up there under hole 1, it says it's 312 yards. That is nowhere near correct. Even from the white tees on the scorecard, it says 368 yards. Now over there under my name, it has 359 to the flag, or to the middle of the green, which is closer to correct. So I'm not sure what that first number is about, but it quite often seems to be incorrect. It doesn't affect the playing. It's just something, if you're going to pay what this costs, things should be correct on here. So anyway, that's a minor complaint number 1. So now we're going to start playing. We're going to tee up a driver and hit it. Okay, and now you see a 218 thing out there, and it's up 4 feet, and I'm not sure why that particular yardage is selected. And you can look at an overhead view here, and it's just out in the fairway somewhere. So I'm not sure why they picked that, unless that's where the dog leg turns. But we hope to hit our drive more than 218, although on this sometimes I haven't. So here we go, first hole at Forest Oaks Country Club. Driver off the first tee. I hit that really well, and if you've seen my videos, I hit the ball a certain distance. I know I hit a ball a certain distance. That drive said it went total 235, which is at a minimum. 10 yards shorter than what I hit it. Probably more like 15 to 20. I hit that really well. So that's my first complaint. It matches what we saw at the simulator in the at the Bogey Brothers. So I'm playing golf here, and I believe that I'm already at a disadvantage. I guess what I'm saying is it can be played and it's entertaining, but it's not realistic. And I want it to be realistic. I want it to at least come close to matching what I do on the real golf course. And so far, I have not found that to be the case. So now I'm left with 129 yards, up 13 feet, a little bit of an uphill shot. So I'm going to say that will probably play more like 135. Now, in real life, I could hit my pitching wedge probably 135. And I'm going to maybe try to strain it here, but as we play, you're going to see if you mishit it a little bit, it's really, the mishit is magnified. So in real life on the golf course, this is a 135 to 140 club. Now, what I want to say about this mat is very unforgiving. It's spongy, it's nice, it's soft. But if you happen to hit the ball a little bit heavy or a little bit toe or a little bit heel, it grabs the club and it doubles or more the error that you made. Now, that's no fault of the R50. I just thought I'd mention that. I'm probably going to hunt for a new mat, a different mat. The one at the Bogey Brothers was really nice, and it was soft enough, but it didn't have a lot of fiber sticking up. It was just flat, very flat. Okay, pitching wedge. See what we can do here. Fairly well hit, a little bit right. Okay, and as you can see, it says I hit it 113 yards. I hit it well. This club does not go 113 yards. So I'm now left with a 17-yard chip shot, 2 feet uphill. I don't know if you can see it on the screen there. I'll try to zoom it in. So here you can see the lines moving in different. The one's going to the left means that the putt's going to break left. And the ones that come straight at us are moving back towards us, which means it's a little bit uphill. Well, the 2 feet uphill has already told us that, but the green is leaning to the left. So that's how we get to read the putt, because everything pretty much looks flat all the time on the screen. Now this next part, I think, is probably true of all simulators. When I play golf, I look at the flagstick and I judge my shot by what I see. And it works out pretty well for me. But that doesn't work here, because if you can see, the ball is here, and I would need to be standing there to judge it by what I see. So it tells you it's 17 yards. So that's I'm up 2 feet. It's going to play almost 60 feet. So in my mind, I have to imagine, well, what would a 60-foot shot feel like? You can't use your eyes. You've got to use what a 60-foot shot would feel like. I'm getting better at it, but I'm not that good. So we're going to go try to hit this 60 feet, play it a little right of the flag, see if we can get it anywhere. Let's see if we can get it in gimme distance. 60 feet. That's going to really roll too far, I think. So now I have sure you can't see this, 12.3 feet putt, 5 inches downhill. And that's kind of what the indicator is showing. And the ones going to the right are very slow, which means it's not going to break a lot, but it's going to break some. So what do you do here? You see that 0 inches? I have a little dot on here that I can move. Now my target is 4 inches left. I'm not sure if that's enough. I haven't really gotten any good at this putting thing. As a matter of fact, I've never made a putt outside of where it gives you a gimme. So we're a little downhill. We're 12 feet. You see, I couldn't even get that in the gimme circle from 12. It's very difficult here. This putting is almost impossible. Now maybe over time we can acquire some skill to it, but right now it seems baffling to me. So I have almost have almost as far as I did. And remember, I set it on the green speed on 6, which is its slowest speed. So now we're braking left and coming up the hill. So that should be a lot less brake. I'm gonna give it 3 inches, and I have to hit it a little harder because we're coming up the hill. I haven't figured this out. Do I still aim at the hole, or do I aim at where the aiming point is? I don't know. Still working on the speed here. So yeah, that one's short. So far, what holes of golf I've played, if I've had to putt, I probably have a 75 or 80% 3-putt rate. Now, if I wanted to just lag it up in the circle and get a 2-putt, I could probably do that. But that's way bigger than my kiddie pool. But you know, from 13, 12 feet, you should be trying to make the putt. Okay, hole number 2, 358. Scorecard says 345. I can live with that. That's pretty close. So not a big deal. In real life, I don't even hit driver here because you can go through the fairway, and it's just not that long of a hole. But since these balls don't go very far on the simulator, I'm going to hit driver. Maybe try to cut it just a hair. Now, there's an example. I did hit that ball a little bit in the heel, but in nowhere and no shape was it as bad as what this thing showed. So my complaint here is that you have to hit such a perfect shot to get a good result on here. Any little mistake you make is magnified 2 and 3 times. In real life, that ball would have taken off down the left side and it would have cut back to the middle. It would have been low. It wouldn't have gone as far as normal, but it would have been a better shot than what this Garmin R50 gave me. Now, you know, Garmin might talk to me and say, well, you don't know that. But, you know, I have been playing golf for 59 years at a high level. Well, most of those years, except for when I was a little kid. And I know what good shots feel like, and I know what bad shots feel like. So now we got 182. And for lack of me having anything better to hit, I'm going to go with a 6-iron. It may not reach. It probably won't reach, but my next club is a 5-wood, which should be too far. So here's where you have to be careful. It's saying I got 182, and I don't know why, but that thing is not on the green. So we're going to change this. We're going to move this spotter to the green, and it's going to be a lot longer than now. It's 224. So that's what I really have. That's another complaint I have here. The spotter that's out there, I don't know why it gives you a layup yardage when you don't need to lay up. So it took me a few holes of playing golf to realize, oh, I hit it 180 and I'm 40 yards short. Well, why? Well, because that's where the thing was at, and I don't know why. So now I can go ahead and hit 3-wood. And probably won't reach with that because of, well, you know, you get the idea. There's another left one. Really ugly swing. I probably deserve that. So third shot, I've got 54 yards. So now I have 54 yards left for my third shot on this really easy hole. I hit that fat too. It's probably going to pick that up big time. It did let it dribble onto the green, but that was fat. So here we go again with the putting. I think here on out, when I get on the green, I'm going to skip the putting about 30 feet, breaking to the left. Hey, I got it in the gimme circle. Another bogey. Third hole, par 3, 170 on the screen here, 161 on the scorecard. That's okay. That doesn't concern me. It's when it's off 20, 30, 50, 60 yards is when it bothers me. So 170, and it's pretty downhill. At least they got that part right. So just for illustrative point, just to illustrate the point, and I play here several times a year, I do know. It's 170 and it's a club less because it's downhill. So in real life, I would be hitting an 8-iron here. So that's what I'm going to hit just to see what happens. And I'll be honest and let you know if I hit it well or not. Little left, little toey. It still reached, because it was so downhill, that one went a fairly normal distance. I missed the green, but, and we're going to skip the putting and just go on to the next hole. Now, there's no circle here showing because I wasn't actually on the green, but it got it in the within 8 feet. So it says I made a par. Hole number 4 is a par 5. You probably can't see it. I'm not going to bother zooming in, but right here it says 431 yard, par 5. On the scorecard, it says 485. So there's a big discrepancy of 50 yards there. Now, I don't know if they somehow use a GPS measurement, because the green is going to be way over here. And if you had a GPS on your arm and you measure, it will measure it straight to the green as the bird flies. So maybe that's what the difference is. But the hole does not play 430 yards. We're going to go ahead and hit driver. So again, I mean, it's not a complaint. It's just talking about what isn't correct. In real life, there's a very steep hill right there, and that ball would have easily bounded down into the fairway, and that's why I kind of hit it where I did. On here, I guess it doesn't know that. So again, it's picking me a place to go 183 yards. It says on the left I'm 274 yards from the flag. So in this case, knowing that I'm on a steep downhill and there's water there, I'm just going to hit an 8-iron out there and take whatever it leads me to the green. There are a couple of bunkers up there I don't really want to get in. And if I were to hit 3-wood, I'm not sure if it knows it's downhill or not, but it's in the rough. It will be a tough shot. So I'm not reaching the green anyway. I'm going to lay up with an 8. You can see here, it says it hit my 8-iron. I hit my 8-iron 144 yards. I hit an 8-iron 160 yards in general, 155, 160. Again, just to illustrate the point that it's not accurate. So we're left now with 130 yards for our third shot, 13 feet uphill. So that's pretty uphill. So we'll probably play more like 140. And I'm going to hit my 140 club just to see if I can get it on. Probably not. We'll see. And this because in psychologically knowing that the measurements on here aren't what you normally hit, quite often it makes me swing too hard trying to achieve what I normally would. Most likely I should be using the 9 here, but to illustrate the point, I'm going to go with the wedge. Who knows, maybe it'll get there. That was pretty good. That felt really good. Hey, it's going to get there. So there's a case of that one out of how many we've hit that I think it probably went the right distance. Though it says 125. I don't really understand. At 125 and uphill 10, about 35 for the wedge. That's okay. Okay, so we're on hole number 5 now. Scorecard says from the white tee it's 412. On here we have 408. I can live with that. You know, when you play a golf course, they move the tees around, they move the flag around, so there could be 20 to 40 yards difference in the length of the hole you're playing, depending on what they do that day. So anywhere close is okay. All right. Now I know that there is a fairway bunker down on the left, about in line with where that marker is, the 217 marker. Why it's there, I just don't know. In my mind, it should be over in this area somewhere. So if any of you remember me playing Forest Oaks from the back tees, the video that I made, this is the hole where I snap hooked a 7-iron around the tree and got it on the green. So just for reference. And as I said before, it looks fairly realistic, other than some of the tree. Like all these trees over here on the golf course are pine trees. Same with when I played Sanford. They never show a pine tree. Everything is a deciduous tree with leaves. Not a big deal, but you know. I mean, I really hit that one. Really nailed it. It's going to come down in the bunker. I've been over that bunker so many times on the fly. It did give me 250 something that time. That was a lot more than usual. So we're left with 100 and basically 150 yards. This time I'm going to go with the 8 instead of the 9 and not try to strain it there. It's just see what happens with the 8. On the golf course, I would definitely hit 9. Again, just a little bit right, but it's going to get there. So 145, I think it said what, 150-ish. So that was a nice easy 8. So anyway, folks, I think I've illustrated my point, that I'm disappointed in the performance of this unit. I'm no simulator expert by any means. Only thing I know about them is the ones that I have played commercially that were a lot closer to correct. Maybe it's the nature of a portable one, I don't know, but it was really billed as in all the videos on YouTube displaying how wonderful it was. They would say it was realistic, and to me, it just is not. Could you play on here and have fun? Yeah, I think so. But is it realistic to your true game? It's not. So, as I said in the other video, I've yet to contact Garmin to see what they have to say, or if there's any adjustments I or they can make on the unit to get it more realistic for me. Right now, I'm thinking that I may try to find something else and return this one and try another kind, but that remains to be seen. Also, I have a friend that's simulator experienced, and he says that for some reason indoors it takes a decent amount of time, 3 to 5 months, to really swing inside like you do outdoors and feel comfortable. So maybe that's part of it too. I just don't know. But I'm not going to wait that long to find out because I'll go past my return time. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's my own honest opinion, and I don't want to be negative about it because yeah, I wanted it to work. I mean, I bought the building, I bought the studio and the projector, and just hoping that it would be, you know, I thought it was going to be just what I wanted, and it would be like playing golf, or very similar to playing golf outside. That's why they call it a simulator, but it isn't. So maybe it's my inexperience, but I'm not trying to be negative about it. I'm being honest because I did not see one video on YouTube that talked about what I'm experiencing here. That I hope this video has helped some of you who may be thinking about getting one of these to decide whether you do want it or you don't. Well, this is Geezer Tony signing off. Till next time.